Welcome back, my sexy SEAL soldiers. Long time no see. In my absences, I have thought of a design for the Chonk army specifically. Now, with this ever-growing army with all of our subscribers, I thought to myself, how may I take my soldiers into battle? How shall I conquer worlds and galaxies if I have no transport? Well, don't you worry, Chonk soldiers, because I have a special video for you. Witness your great lord design and create the Chonk Troop Transport. I hope you enjoy. Ah, yes, we're back. So this is my design of our Chonk troop transport. Now I just want to go through some of my ideas and thought processes if that kind of starter video wasn't enough. So typically when I design a ship, I really have like a basic idea. So when I was thinking of this troop transport, I thought of three things. One, I wanted a drop pod kind of troop area, so it could either like carry troops, carry a tank, carry cargo, and so forth. Like this troop transport is more of like a utility ship slash gunship because of all the armaments it has on it. Second thing, I really wanted to have big engines, just massive nacelles on each side of the ship, you know, really make it seem like it like can haul a lot of weight. And thirdly, I wanted some sort of reversed wing on the Chonk ship. So I kind of made a skeleton pattern at the start of the video, as you saw, and it really started evolving from there. Once I had the skeleton shape, I kind of just added those component parts, you know, so I knew where everything was going to line up. Like I didn't know exactly where I wanted the reactors. I decided to put them in kind of like this little area right here, and I like how I kept them kind of exposed. You can see how they like that little bit of green light really makes them like look reactive or like vented out through like this upper vent. And of course we need a directional thrust in every direction, so I thought, you know, just along this ribbed area I could put the side thrust, same on the other side. And now for the up and down, I was in a little bit of a sticky situation because I didn't want to make these nacelles any taller than they already are, so I wanted to make them flat, you know, flush with the actual like large hydrogen tank inside. So I decided to kind of make these ribbed areas where the thrusters would lay on the top, and on the bottom this is kind of just the best area where I could put them. You know, they're kind of tucked away in this area. I believe the O2 generator is right above these thrusters, and it's the same on the other side. And then we have some more downward thrust on the very back. And I like kind of the spacing that I did. You know, there's like some on the front, some on the back, and then it's like it has like the same pattern. So it's almost like it has like 4 points of thrust on the ship to like keep it balanced and stable as it like flies up or hovers and holds the cargo. And then I started laying out all the armor, and all the armor kind of just, you know, as you built on it, I made sure to, you know, have different layers. So like I started this like front thruster part, so you could actually see the thruster, but I wanted it to look like it's more of an intake. I know you can turn off the thruster like with this thruster mod, but I still like having like the glowing thrusters everywhere. Still looks cool. But realistically, this ship would have like some sort of intake here where all the air comes into, or when it's in atmosphere and then it blasts it all out through the back. But then going from that, I would move to the blue armor, which would kind of like thicken it up, give that retro typical blue Chonk color, and then adding some white armor on the sides of that just to give it another little bit of layer to the whole ship. Now the wings. Oh, this was my favorite part. So once I added the wings, I decided that, you know, like this whole area is pretty exposed. You can still obviously see the hydrogen tank there, but I really like this little rounded area that I added. It actually makes it feel like this part of the whole ship, you know, is this large like swiveling part for the wing. So, you know, the wing could swivel up, be a little more flat, swivel down. Maybe it can swivel and fold itself in half to like, you know, tuck away into like a larger ship. May work on that a little bit, but I just like, honestly, even if it just stays fixed like this whole curved area is just so pleasing to look at. I love it. Hope you like it as much as I do. And then of course we just got a classic reversed wing. Looks very nice. We got the classic white stripe. And then we come to the cab, and yes, I love this cab. So I wanted some sort of cab or cockpit to have like a down view, so like there could be someone sitting and they could see a landing zone, you know, a perfect area for the troops to land. But I also wanted like another cockpit that would be kind of tucked away somewhere, covered a little bit more, like have a little more protection. So I had this upper cockpit installed with all of their nice little readings of what's going on the outside of the ship, and I kind of tilted them in towards the middle. I don't think I really need this one here because there's that same artificial horizon screen here, and I forgot to change the color. I'm so sorry. I know that may bug some of you, but we've got some other information showing down here, and then the view from down here is perfect. So if you were sitting in the cockpit, you can look around, you can see like right below you. And I really wanted to have the cockpit kind of like floating or like on like a little bit of a like stick, so you have like the utmost visibility that you could get out of this ship. And then we have the awesome armaments on the side. So we have the new vanilla weapon assault cannons on the side, and I believe they're the same kind of cannon as this very large one here. So those are the AI turrets, so that helps you if you're piloting just by yourself. You don't have any crew members on the ship. You still have somewhat of defense against large targets, small targets, fighters, ground vehicles, really anything that kind of comes at you. Then we have these modded plasma guns. Now that's more for anti-fighter. If you were strafing the ground, you could do like a nice kind of like run with the plasma pulse rifle turret things. I thought they would look a lot cooler when I shot them, but with this mod, it actually doesn't show much, just a little bit of sparks when it actually hits the ground. And then below this assault cannon, I think we have, it's an auto cannon, so just a faster fire rate cannon, probably for, you know, dog fighting or ship-to-ship combat, like capital ship warfare. Maybe it blows a hole through the side of a large vessel and then breaches in through there, or destroys the hangar bay door to get inside, drop its troops off and fly out of there. Just some cool cinematic ideas. Okay, so now we're inside the little troop transport area. Now, as you can see, we have, I think it's 10 seats that I put. So yeah, 5 on each side. So this could hold 5 troops max inside. Obviously, you could have Space Engineers characters just kind of standing here or doing whatever. Now, the one issue I do have with the ship is that this is door to the actual ship is 1 block taller. And it's not too much of a problem. I just like, I either have to add like some sort of ramp or an easier way to get from like the troop area to the actual cockpit. And realistically, it doesn't really matter because the pilots would already be inside the ship, pick up the troop transport cargo area, drop it off, and then be able to leave and exit or anything. But I mean, like, if you were just to have this always hooked up, it's just kind of a pain to walk through the back of here, to run up to here, to then try and get in there, which isn't too hard, and get into this airlock. Now, once you're inside this airlock, it's very cramped. Not kind of a problem, not really a problem, doesn't really matter. But just, you know, this is just one airlock out of many. Gyroscopes are exposed on the top. You can kind of see the piping around. I like that. And then we can come through here and oh, Jesus. And now we're in the actual cockpit. Now it's pretty roomy and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. So you can see the piping that goes from the rest of the ship up into the turret and all the weapons up here. And the co-pilot and pilot have their very own like little armory right here. So, you know, if they even had to like go in and do like a mission by themselves, they could, you know, store their weapons or whatever they need, snacks, lunch. I don't know how much. Yeah, it's only ammo and weapons in here. So probably no food. And then you can't actually walk to the front, which is fine. I did kind of want that to happen, but it's just because of the way that this seat is laid out. It actually adds like a little bit of a block here. So it doesn't actually work. If this was lower, you could definitely, you know, walk across, but you can still reach this cockpit and sit inside. And this is all of the viewing that you can get. Like you can see those pulse cannons down there. So when you're in the actual pilot seat of the ship, so the upper seat above like the lower landing seat, you can kind of see your co-pilot down there. You can actually still kind of see below you. So if there was something positioned below you, you could still see it from this view. But then you also have a bit, like a large viewing area above you. So, and even kind of behind you. So you can still see, you know, if there are enemies on your flanks or enemies above you or like obviously right in front of you. So you've got you've got a good amount of viewing with this ship. You know, there isn't much of a blind spot to the ship. Obviously, behind you is one, but you would probably have some sort of fighter escort when going into battle. And the last thing that I kind of want to just show off is the idea of this little area in the back, the troop transport part, is that you are able to drop it from any height and it should be able to hit the ground because it has parachutes. So we just press 4 and okay, it wasn't supposed to do that. It wasn't supposed to flip around like that. But the parachutes will take it and slowly bring it down to the ground. So even in like a hot situation, you could, you know, deploy this little troop container, drop it from a high spot. It may get hit a little bit, but with like a couple of them being dropped at like the same time, you know, there's multiple targets, it's gonna be hard to hit, and it will eventually make its way to the ground without having to risk damaging your ship. And we have touchdown. Yeah, that was pretty good, huh? Well, that's all I have for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's been a while. I'm trying to work on making some more videos soon. I don't want to overdo it. It's been nice. I've had a good break. But I've missed you. I missed all of you and the newcomers. And for all the newcomers, if you haven't noticed, we do have a Discord up and running. You can find that in the link below. Just go to my description and you should see it there. There'll be a couple processes that you have to do to verify yourself as an actual Chonk soldier, or if you are a general and you're on the wall, please refer to the old video that I did where I read out all of the people on the wall and you shall be ranked up to general. But that's all I have for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you in the next. Maybe I'll play a new game. Maybe I'll play PlanetSide. Who knows? Or maybe I'll actually play some of the games that you suggested that I still have not picked up. I'm working on it. Don't be mad, please. Anyways, I've stretched it out long enough. I'll see you in the next. And as always, stay thick, stay beautiful, stay Chonk. My Chonk soldiers. This has been your Lord playing Space Engineers once again. Now, signing out.